Joining me now in the studio, men's basketball's Ryan Stulken. Ryan, thanks so much for giving me your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
So now that you are officially back from what was a long rehabilitation process for you last season after, injuring your knee early on, how does it feel to be back out there on the floor?
It feels amazing to be back out there with my teammates. I waited all season last year. I know I really learned to never take anything for granted. Going out there and practice every day, it's so much fun being back out there. I'm enjoying every second of it.
Awesome, that's great to hear. And this is a team, Wartburg, that's struggled a little bit early on this season, but how do you think that this is a team that can bounce back as we look forward into more conference competition?
So we're a pretty young team coming in. We got a couple, 3 freshmen that are playing.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of room for improvement, obviously. We started off the season with a pretty tough schedule. Went up to Wisconsin a couple times against a couple teams that were receiving votes and might be ranked now. And then we started off conference play with a couple good teams. And we have a great team tomorrow, Nebraska Wesleyan. I think there's a lot of potential with this team. We just got to keep working hard in practice, and I think we'll get it turned around.
So what are you seeing out of the chemistry between these, we have all these veterans, but also all these young guys. It's a really interesting mix. So how is that gelling so far?
It's gelled really good so far. I just think off the court, the chemistry's great. On the court, it's great too. In practice, we're really learning how to play with each other. That's the biggest thing so far, is we haven't really all been able to really learn to play together yet, but I think that'll come as time goes on.
So graduating away, what I could only call a ton of talent, last season with, Jaren Sabis, Cam Kickbush, Josh Gayling, all these seniors that played really big roles for this team. Mm-hmm. What's it been like trying to fill those roles with, everybody that has?
So within my 4 years I've been here, we've always lost a lot of seniors, but this past season we lost a big chunk of what we had in our offense and our defense. It's been really hard to start off the season, and that's why I think you've seen a little struggle, but I think we're still overcoming that, and I think every day in practice we're working hard, and I think we're going to overcome it, and once we get to our ceiling, I think we're going to be really good.
And you mentioned that Wartburg is a very young team, and that's definitely true. You see a lot of these freshmen right away that are playing some really big minutes, like A.J. Becker, Noah May, obviously Jack Molstead. Yep. So what are you seeing out of these guys early that's warranting, all this playing time?
They're really skilled. They're all really skilled. The coaches do a good job. They brought those guys in. Every day in practice, they work really hard, and they've earned their minutes. I mean, they're really skilled, and they've fit well into our system. They fit well in the offense, and they just keep improving every day, and I can't wait to see their careers.
And while there are plenty of young guys stepping up, there are obviously some veterans that are seeing increased roles now as well. You look at guys like Camry Moore, Tyler Zumba, all these other guys that are seeing, pretty often starting positions. So what's it been like for you kind of working with them? You've
seen this year, you can really see how hard they've worked on their off seasons. They've all improved a lot, and they've all been playing really well. It's fun seeing some of those guys improve. Some of the guys that didn't quite get to see the floor the last couple of years, but now are seeing the floor, and they're doing a really good job. And I think they've just worked really hard to get to where they are, and it's paying off for them really well. So, we talked a little bit about the slow start to the season so far. A couple conference games dropped already, but it's not everything. There's plenty of season left to play, Absolutely. And I'm sure that's the mentality that the team has going through the whole thing. But where do you think Wartburg realistically now sits in the ARC? What are your goals for the season? I mean, the team is still really positive. Every day in practice, practices have been tuned up a little bit, and it's been going really well. I still think we have a really good shot at making a run, making it to the tournament, and making a run in the conference tournament. It starts with tomorrow. We have a big game at home against Nebraska Wesleyan. They're going to be a great test. But I think we've worked really hard in this week leading up to this game. I think it's going to be a great game.